and we don't get a lot of sleep.
What's up? Joey's in there right away. Check him out. Firsties. Welcome to the spoiler-filled...
The Wookiee Lex Logan Hour.
The Wookiee Lex Logan Hour. That's awesome. Welcome to the spoiler-filled Shazam trailer. So tonight we are trailer. This isn't the trailer. This is the review.
He's just so excited and discombobulated he can't speak.
Oh my gosh. So tonight we saw Shazam in the theater.
William, all the kids become champions.
Right out the gate, huh? Right out the gate with it. So just be warned, if you're here, we are talking spoilers.
Somebody had to say it.
We are. Somebody had to say
Joey
it. Right?
says Shazam dies.
Shazam dies.
You guys are awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So know that we will be talking spoilers. So if you're watching this video later and you haven't seen it, I know that there's still 2 weeks for the movie to come out. But that's what we're doing.
Come back after you've seen it, and you can always
if this is your first time to the channel, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, along with the lovely
Tiftastic.
and of course
Isaac One Kenobi.
And over there,
Logan the Hutt.
And of course down low here.
Living covers Ian.
All right, guys, let's talk about this. Let's jump right out the gate. Can we just say it? Shazam family.
Shazamly.
Oh, man, you could see.
I was waiting for that moment all movie.
I think between us and the people behind us, we were losing our stuff as soon as they said everyone grab the staff, and I loved how when they're like, say my name, Billy. No, the new guy.
I know, that was awesome. That was awesome.
What did I say to get these powers?
I know.
Oh man!
But then when they finally did in the smoke, and then you see the different lit up chests, I'm like, yes!
Oh. So dramatic, so satisfying.
Yeah, and it shows all lightning bolts hit.
Yes,
once.
all over.
I don't think I've ever seen a more satisfying scene in a movie.
Oh, I know.
Than that right there. That was.
And then when he finally did do it, he was like, bam, with the staff, like.
Oh.
You want this?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That was. I mean, I love the build up to it because you could tell because they kept talking about the staff. They kept talking about him transferring his powers.
I agree, Braden, but they couldn't because of his schedule.
I said that.
So we're that's the next thing we need to talk about.
He
but
said he wanted to see Black Adam
after the movie. Like in the car on the way home, I was like, they kept on talking. The wizard kept on talking about the empty seats throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The empty seats just kept on getting mentioned and referenced and shown throughout the movie.
And then also with the bad guy saying, transfer your powers. Give me your powers.
Give me your powers. Give me your powers. Well, he's giving his powers to somebody.
Not you.
Not you. They're going to the rest of the family.
Crazy Eye.
Just, man. Okay.
Demon Eye.
So that right there, we got that right out of the gate, right? I mean, the toys kind of spoiled that, and we talked about that before. Is that on the backer of the toys, it had that's all the toys. The regular basic toys are all.
Joey says,
the family.
Someone please explain the end credits for a Shazam noob.
Okay, so
yes,
yeah. So
okay.
Isaac already has it pulled up.
Yeah. So Caleb. Who in here, if you're new, Caleb is. I wish Caleb was able to just be here with us because Caleb is kind of like.
Caleb just said also Mr. Mind in this.
That's who that is.
He reminds me of the caterpillar that's in Alice in Wonderland who was smoking the hookah.
Yeah. So the caterpillar.
He has telepathy, telekinesis, metamorphosis, reality alteration, and matter absorption. And genius level intellect and multilingualism.
So are you guys listening? Are you guys listening?
I already know.
So he's talking about that. So that's.
We gotta talk.
So that's who
Mr. Mind.
Mr. Mind is the caterpillar.
John Barrico says, "I'm back. Tell me all."
So first of all, we talked about. Okay, so Black Adam is not in the movie. No, Black Adam is not in the movie.
He was taping too many things, and
But he wasn't missed.
No.
He didn't need Black Adam in this movie.
They referenced him.
I'm excited to see him going forward in the future. But
No.
I did not need it.
But they referenced Black Adam.
Yeah, they
they did reference Black Adam. Black Adam was definitely referenced in the flashback at the beginning.
When the wizard explained it, and he went like this with his staff and those little things, and it told the story.
Yes,
that was very.
That was
cool.
brilliant. How they.
Sly Prentice says, was he supposed to be?
Well, no, he wasn't supposed to be, but the thing is that
the fans wanted him to.
The fans, when I first heard that there was going to be a Shazam movie, and we all knew that The Rock had been attached to being Black Adam for so long. Black Adam is basically the villain of Shazam. He's like Batman's Joker or Superman's Lex Luthor or whatever.
Joey says, I feel like he would have watered down the first film.
Me too, and I was shocked that this movie worked so well without Black Adam having to be it, which makes the fact that whenever they use him, like I feel like now with Mr. Mind being introduced here and Sivana still being a part of it, like they kept him in that. So they didn't just kill him off. Yeah, so they didn't just kill him off. So I feel like you could do a sequel with those two and almost wait until the third movie to bring Black Adam into it. Right?
Yeah, that's one thing I said to...
no, Black Adam is not the end credit scene.
That's one thing I leaned over and said after the first credit scene. I was like, okay, so Black Adam's not going to be in the second one either, probably.
Probably not. Unless he's in setup or something like that for next. Unless they bring in Black Adam too, because like I had said, my prediction was that the second movie would still. Remember, I said that they'd retain Dr. Sivana.
Yeah.
Because Sivana had the same type of powers, got his same powers from the same and then plus, also Black Adam, and and my thought was that the family would be brought in the second one to fight all of them.
And also in the comics, Mr. Mind and Dr. Sivana work together to do what Mr. Mind wanted to do.
Yeah. But this was, I thought it was great. So
Joey said that having an obscure villain for Shazam 1 and it's still making money proves that this works.
Yes, absolutely, because it was definitely not the villain that made the villains, like you said, like having an obscure
Braden,
one.
that was Mark Strong, and he does great as a bad guy.
He was great in Green Lantern as Sinestro, and he's great in this, and I'm glad to have him back.
Hunter Iggy said Poindexter Lounge is Henry Cavill in the end credit scene.
No, so if I had
it
one
wasn't end credit, it was actually at the very end of the movie.
Yeah, it wasn't the end credit scene. It was actually the very
last
scene.
And that last scene was so freaking awesome.
But it had me on the edge of my seat. So all the rumors that there is a Superman scene are true. There is a Superman scene, and it's basically Henry Cavill's costume. Yeah. That's the Superman costume.
Well, it's because it was kick butt when he came in to help his bully, and he's like, "Hey, it's my best bud. I brought someone else," and they show
and then it starts
Superman, and it goes like this, and then it stops right before you see the face.
Now I'm gonna have to see this again, but
he looked a little chubby.
Did they play a very John Williams sounding
They
Superman?
played his song.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't from the Man of Steel though, was it?
No, it was from the original.
It was from the okay. Thank you, because like I was so caught up in that moment. They're like, I thought I was hearing things. Yeah. I thought I was hearing things for a second.
John Barco says, your little man in the blue cap is yawning. He needs Cartoon Network, LOL.
That's Landon's shtick here on the channel. If you watch a lot of our videos, you'll notice Landon for some reason.
McPhee.
He's Yanni. Yeah, he yawns a lot, and so we point it out and make fun of him. But I was so on edge for that scene because I thought that, oh my gosh, it could be Henry Cavill. That like I totally
Caleb
I almost
said
missed
how
the fact.
Felt. He said when it showed the bottom half of the Superman, I haven't felt hype like that in a long time. Like, come on.
I know. I was just like, just pan up. Let it be Henry.
One thing that was,
and it wasn't Henry. But the thing is, hold on, just a second, Isaac. I had said before that if they didn't show that if it wasn't Henry Cavill, that I didn't want the scene. I take that back. The scene still worked, even without Henry Cavill.
The only thing that...
But it was disappointing that it wasn't Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Even if he would have just smiled into that little...
His body kind of looked a little chunky, too.
His body looked a little different, but...
Joey also said all 7 sins looked like the HD remaster edition of BVS Doomsday.
That's what I was thinking for the... like the one that kind of walked like a gorilla. I was kind of thinking that was like, he kind of looked a lot like how Doomsday was animated.
I also like the little nod that when you had Shazam and Dr. Sivana fighting in midair...
Yes.
And that kid had the Superman, the Batman toys, and just as he went like this, they fought, and he dropped him, and he was just like, oh.
And did anybody catch that that's Dr. Sivana Shazam fight in the air that was going through the city? Very much like Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I love when they were far apart and he's doing his bad guy spiel and he's like, what? I can't hear you. You're like a mile away.
I know.
And then they zoom back to him and he's like, and I'm going to take you down. And it's like, what?
What?
Screw this.
What are you doing a bad guy monologue over there? Because I can't hear you. Oh, that was hilarious.
That was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what's funny when they're flying in between the buildings and Dr. Sivana comes in looking over at him and then eventually he just stops. And you
Yes.
Shazam, and then he also stopped and he started looking around like, wait, where'd he go?
Yeah, I know. I love the part
Even
where
quoted Yoda.
I know he quoted. I love the part where he tempted Envy to come out of Dr. Sivana.
Yes, that was so smart.
That was brilliance right there.
Yeah.
That was
I never
great
caught
writing.
that.
Because you saw Sivana go like this, like when you realized that was the last
Power
one.
had left him. Yes. Yes.
I didn't realize that there's still one more that was always inside.
But yet, even in the midst of that, he still turned into Shazam and saved him before he hit the ground. That goes to show the kind of
Yeah.
good guy he is.
What was that here?
Oh.
Well, think of any place. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good joke.
You thought of this place first?
Yeah, Caleb, I agree with you. Caleb, by the way, guys, Caleb is CBR 4K.
He's our resident.
He used to just be Caleb, but
Yeah.
he's we call him Caleb. So just in case you're wondering, Caleb has a great knowledge of DC
Yes,
stuff, and I love to
plethora.
have him here. I agree. It would have been nice to have like something, but I seriously still think to this day.
John says best thing is to see real people who care about movies give honest opinions. I'm so going to see this movie.
John, you rock, man. And that's what the Poindexter Lounge is all about. That's why we started this channel, is because, there's a lot of channels out there where people are just ranting about some stuff. They're paid...
Braden liked how they made fun of Aquaman, too.
Yeah, paid reviewers or whatever. And that's fine. That's people's jobs, whatever they do. But we are so passionate about this stuff. And Joey, I think you meeting just me tonight when we were just talking, like, in between
have a connection,
the
dude.
credits and stuff, right? In between the end credit scenes. Like, this is stuff that I love. This is stuff that, I mean, if you saw our house is filled with pop culture stuff and
Look at his office.
yeah, I mean, my office is filled
We
with
have a
toys.
video in
and-
his office that's more like a museum. We have a living room that's full of toys that we don't look like we're in the ages that we are.
No, and so that was great. So let's talk about the all those scenes. Man, there were so many scenes that were done so well. What?
Joey said, for real, felt the love for nerds.
Yeah. So the whole end,
Shetty says, adulting is hard.
the ending scenes with the family.
Yes.
And them all doing their things. Darla was awesome. Let's
I
talk
love
about the
her.
adults. Okay, the adults who played the family.
Yes.
Okay, so I thought Zachary
Nailed it.
Levi did a tremendous job in portraying a 14-year-old.
I loved the girl who played Darla.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, all of those adults did
Yeah.
such a good
Playing
job
younger people.
playing younger
like when
kids.
she was going to save the people real quick, and then all of a sudden she sees Santa, and she looks like she's in her mid-20s, and she's like, I was a good girl.
I know.
Like,
Finish him.
yes.
Fatality. Look, I can do the voice. Oh, see,
It
it's
was
stuff like that I
awesome.
live for. I love that. I love that.
And then what do you say when you have to go shoot like one of the 7 days?
You get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
funny. He
that
shot
was
the
a
bull.
great Street Fighter reference.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just, man, because that's the type of stuff that I remember, man. If I had been a kid and got the powers of Shazam, that would have been me.
Caleb said, I
That's
also...
something I said during
Go
the
ahead.
non-spoiler part of the review that we did. Is it was like if any of us got powers, I feel like this movie perfectly portrayed like how we'd react and how we'd feel if we
How
got
you
powers.
try and figure it out in the notebook and trying to figure
Mm-hmm.
out what your powers would be.
Yeah.
Caleb says, I also love the little world building DC nods, like Sylvana's jumpsuit saying Slapside Supermax, and the high school being named
Slapside
after
is a reference to
Shazam's
Arrow.
Comic City.
Okay.
Yep.
Slapside is a reference to Arrow.
Faster
That's
than
where
a
Aubrey
flash
got locked
before.
up.
Yes, the thing where they showed the little cartoon where she's faster than the Flash.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Mary.
Yes.
They didn't do much with her.
That's what I was trying
No,
to say.
but you
But
could
they
tell
did
that there's
enough.
more there though to do.
Yeah, because they showed, well, one, I have her figure in my room, and so I thought that was, I'm like, she's got the outfit on, but I loved the layers of her story. Even though she was older, it's like you saw her get the help from the dad figure, in their foster family to help with the interview for the college. And she helps take care of the little kid, the little kids in the family in the house.
Yes.
But yet, she finally, when Shazam saves her from almost being hit by a car, and they're sitting there talking like she doesn't know it's him at the point, and and he's listening to her, and she's like crying because she's like, I made it into the college I wanted to, that's in California, but I don't want to leave my family. And that's what she was struggling with. She had such a strong family connection in a foster family that she didn't want to leave, even though she got accepted in the college she wanted.
Yeah.
And I thought that was awesome, and it spoke volumes.
Well, the growth of Billy in this movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, from the beginning of
And
this movie to
they
the
killed
end.
you when you got the story on his real mom, too.
Oh! Let's talk about that.
That's where I teared up.
Look, I teared up at that because I'm going to be honest with you.
When he handed her the
Keychain?
keychain.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
like-
and told her that
she's like, "What is this?"
she's gonna need that because basically she needs to find her way home. So we talked getting real, and Caleb shared some stuff with us.
Oh yeah,
In the,
I want to be covered in glitter.
Yeah, can I have some glitter, too?
Caleb shared
This was
some
the first place you thought of?
Yeah, Caleb shared some stuff in his life. So I just tell you a little bit about me. I was raised by my grandmother. Me and my two sisters were raised by my grandmother because my mother had problems with drugs and alcohol and had some mental issues and was not able to raise us. And I was the oldest, and even more so than my sisters, because my sisters had even a closer relationship with my mom in many ways than I did. But that is to say, until the time I was about 6, because I lived with my mom and I was with her, and we went through some really crazy hard times and things like that. And that was just gut-wrenching for me. I cried.
Well, because in the beginning, when they were explaining the kid, I was like, what mom wouldn't try to find their son? Because if it was just like he was lost in the carnival, you go to the cops, you go to somebody, and you find him.
Man.
But
it was so intense for
But
me.
they went back and explained it.
The little boy went to the cops and was there, and she was looking right at him.
I know, and that
And
just...
explain, even though she said she was 19.
I know she didn't look like she was 17, but
No.
they did what they
But
did.
it also goes to show the brilliant storytelling, because it shows his memory, why he holds on to that compass, because he sees her and, honey, I'm not, he saw it a certain way, and then all of a sudden when he met her and then
Yes.
she had the flashback, it was like, look, I'm not this kind of person, I'm working here. Like, it showed her version of, his memory and her memory, and how the two differences were, and I thought that was interesting.
And that was one of those moments where this movie had to be serious, and it did a great job of being serious.
Yep.
Yeah. It was like I said in the non-spoiler reviews, was like, it was funny when it needed to be, and they didn't overdo it, and then it was serious.
And it seemed
when it
like
needed to be serious.
Billy's mom was getting abused too.
Yeah. Well, she was in an abusive relationship. Caleb, I'm seeing a little bit here. Dude, I
Similar thing.
very similar things, man. My mom went through many things with boyfriends and a stepdad that I had for a while, and I thank God every day that I had a grandmother who was willing to take me in, because everybody doesn't have that. And trust me, when I see things like movies like this where people are in the system, and I grew up in Las Vegas, and I shudder to think all the time about how I could have turned out if I didn't have a loving grandmother who was willing to raise me, because my mom was involved in some pretty mean stuff.
You've dealt with stuff that you can't unsee, can't unknow.
And I have flashbacks and all that stuff. I mean, just thoughts back to it,
PTSD.
every once in a while, just thinking about like where I came from and what happened. And
Where
I
you
think
could
about that,
be
and
if
like
she
where I
didn't
could have
take
been
you
in the
in.
system if I didn't have somebody who would have stepped forward. And I would have been, because I spent time in not an orphanage, but a juvenile correction facility, whatever, that they sent me to at like literally 6 years old. And so I see that, and it gets me right here.
Joey
So,
said two things that I was looking back at.
okay.
The one he just says is, how can the toy winner say it's too childish when it touches on such deep topics? And then he
Yeah.
also made the joke. He said, he quoted when he came in as the adult to take him out of school. And he says,
yeah.
you must be the guard everyone loves. Nope, that's the other one. This one sucks.
That was funny.
That's the thing. Joey, you bring up a good point here, right? And this is kind of the thing that we were talking about during when we were waiting there, you and the others that you were with tonight. So I think people sometimes watch a movie like this, and they kind of see the parts that they want to see. And I don't know. He's not here to really defend that, so I don't know.
Well, it's like, for instance, you didn't like Napoleon Dynamite the first time you watched
Yeah,
it, but then you watch it again and you see the different parts.
Now
of
it's
it,
a classic
the
to me.
comedy, maybe
That's a
how it
great
was for
point.
him.
That's a great point, because sometimes the first time you see a movie, you don't appreciate it because you don't catch everything and you don't watch it for what it is. like you said, the first time I saw Napoleon Dynamite, I absolutely hated the movie. I watched it by myself on video, hated it, whatever. Then the next time I watched it with some friends, and all of a sudden I loved it. And now it's like this classic movie to me, you know, that I just absolutely love.
Come on, give me your tots.
Give me your tots. Gall. But no, you bring up a good point. Like, there are so many complexities to this story that it's not all just this kiddie thing. What are people saying?
I can't. I need my glasses.
That's all right. The leaps tall buildings in a single bound
That
scene.
was funny.
I don't know if Superman was supposed to be a part of that or not, Sharpshooter, but it would have been great, like the locomotive thing and the leaps tall building in a single bound, because I mean those are both Superman references. All the DC references between you know, like being in the toy store with the Batman stuff and
all the Wonder Woman,
the Wonder Woman,
and
the Wonder Woman
Batman
stuff.
figures.
There was even a Flash. There was some Flash action figures that I saw that were in there.
Aquaman T-shirts references.
The Aquaman joke at the end in the
where he's talking to fish.
where he's trying to talk to the fish.
That was funny.
that was one of the closing scenes, and that was
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
That, especially now that Aquaman did so well.
Well, because I think it was also foreshadowing, because he says, oh, and because he takes the notebook and he marks off, okay, doesn't have telekinesis, but that worm does. So that's
Yeah.
going forward with Dr. Sivana.
Caleb, that's a great point. He said it's comforting to see a film where family isn't portrayed as being perfect.
They all had their issues.
Yeah, because families are not perfect. You know, it was a little on the nose, because like I thought it was a little on the nose when I started seeing like the action figures and everything, that like, and obviously from the comics, where like every ethnicity seems to be represented, right? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
a Darla toy.
yeah, I know, but I mean, you know what I mean? So like there's all these ethnicities represented, you know, but you know what? I never felt like that was like
Yeah.
a political play
It
or
wasn't
anything.
overpowering. It wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh, jeez. It actually like fit this movie.
They were all just one.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is great, is when you see
Like they all work together to try and help
Yes.
Billy find his real parents.
yeah. Yep.
It's what that movie Instant Family wanted to be.
Yes.
That's a great point.
Yes. I love the way that they fought together. As a family, and that family dynamic was stronger, and I love the fact, and it was a little predictable, but I like the fact that Billy at the end put his hand in.
Yeah. Well, because it's
Said
like they
the
didn't
prayer.
necessarily do like a dinner prayer. It was like, okay, everybody hands in, and the dad would say what sounded almost like a limerick, like it was explaining, you know, food and family and gratefulness and ever. And Billy just always sat there like, no, I don't feel like I'm part of the family. Where at the end, he finally said hands in, and
he
it brought
loved
the
the
mom to
thing.
tears.
Yeah,
Like he finally
loved
feels
the
that
thing
he.
that the dad kept on saying.
Yeah, I loved the guy who played the dad. He was awesome.
Somebody just asked. Yes, said Deep Shetty. They did show the Shazam family. That was a big part of the end to this movie.
Shazamly.
The Shazamly. Yes. So definitely they
Sly Prentice says that's what had me tearing up the most.
was the family.
Family dynamic was at the end when he said everyone hands in, because it
Oh,
brought
yes.
the mom to tears.
Yes. So the end credits. We had 2 end credit scenes.
Yep.
One was Dr. Sivana in his prison. Good night, Landon.
Night.
I'm gonna be getting up soon. Too.
Yeah. So one was Dr. Sivana in his prison
With Mr. Mind.
with Mr. Mind coming and getting him and getting
Where
him
he
out
was
of the prison.
pulling a flash at the beginning of season 3
Writing
by
stuff all over
writing
the board,
everything on
all
the wall,
over
because
the
he was
walls.
trying to get the right symbols to get back there to get that orb.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then also the last scene was a scene of him trying to talk to a goldfish, and there was an Aquaman joke
so
about like,
funny.
why would you even want this power
And he
anyways,
was
or
wearing
whatever.
a T-shirt, and he's like, to talk to everything in the ocean. That's what.
To have like an army of millions or whatever. What are we doing? What do we got? Do we got a multi-character thing going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do we got? Got your Justice League shirt on?
Yeah. With all the
With all the symbols? Oh.
Aquaman
got-
at the bottom.
Oh, Aquaman at the bottom, Flash.
Cyborg,
Nice.
Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman.
How did he forget the symbols is my question. You'd think after years of research he would have tried to memorize them. Yeah.
And also when
Maybe he went crazy after the demons left his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to get him
Yeah.
back into order.
Well, yeah, if they put all those thoughts in his head.
And obviously
said all those things.
he went through a lot.
Yeah.
A very traumatic experience.
Shazam symbol will be similar to the Flash's. Well, the Flash, it's nice because it's the circle with the sideways, where this one's just straight down.
Yeah.
There you go. I love this hat. But now I got to get a Shazam shirt.
I said the same thing to Isaac. That's why I was looking them up and saw the cool ones. They actually have one that says Shazam down for the acronym, and then it says the names that the wizard quoted when he gave him his powers.
One thing that I think would be cool, if they had it, I'd want it, is if there's like a hoodie and it had like the DC logo and it had like all the other symbols like around it of all the other
Oh, that
superheroes.
would be cool.
Yeah.
We just have to make it.
So Sharpshooter, I'm not sure now. If you would have asked me before going in, I would have said yes. The Rock will be in the sequel, the first one, the second movie. I don't even know if he has to be now. I say that you could almost wait until the third one now.
I was gonna say, because if you have Sivana with the Mind, or Mr. Mind,
Yeah.
that could be who he's fighting. He gets, it's like kind of like round 2. He's learning, Shazam's learning how to use his powers now. The family's working together.
Mm-hmm.
Does the parents even know still at this point? And then you
That's
can
a
also,
whole dynamic that was not just.
And then at the end
Talk
of
about.
the second one, if they do finally defeat Sivana or whatever they do, Black Adam can come in, and it was like, oh, we've got an even bigger foe, and then that could go into the third one.
Especially since Dr. Savannah has a big part of
I
bringing
can
Black
help write
Adam
it
back.
for a finder's fee. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like the fact that they did reference Black Adam without calling him by name.
Yes.
The wizard talks about how he originally they chose a champion.
Yeah. One of the original champions.
Yeah, and that it was what it was.
Sly says, I need a family training montage in the sequel.
Oh, that would be
Needs a
great.
My favorite was when he was up on there, when he was trying to be, when he was out of school, and he's like, lightning from my hands, lightning from my hands. Just like the Rocky quotes. That was awesome.
One thing that I liked about this that was probably like one of the only problems I had with Into the Spider-Verse was I liked that they took a lot of time in Shazam. Well, Billy learned his powers, which is what I liked, and like how Billy learned his powers, and he tried different things like flight, and what was it, like flame immunity and
Bullet immunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved when he got hit in the face, and he was just like, whoa, and then that's when he was like, you're in trouble.
That tickles.
That's funny when they went to go test laser vision, and he was like going off forward, like he just goes.
He's like, oh, that was awesome.
Who was it who said that?
Caleb, or
Was
him?
it
Braden.
Braden, I agree with you. For those of you who don't know, chicken nugget, chicken wing is Braden, and Braden, yes. I hope
if they make another Superman movie, they can capture some of this awesome comedy.
yes, because this was really, honestly, very much a Superman movie, done right. I mean, not to take away from Captain Marvel at all, but they're very similar in their origins.
My favorite nod
of the
in
type
the
of
entire
character they are.
movie.
Yes.
Because it had the very cool. I love that it had the 80s and 90s vibe into that movie, with the kids. My favorite nod in this movie was when they were fighting in the toy store, and he steps onto the piano, and they do that.
Oh!
That was such a nod to Big, and I thought that was super cool. I loved that part.
Well, because everybody has talked about
It's Big meets Goonies meets, so that was to me an awesome, like,
yes.
dude's playing, he's an adult, 15, and they pull out the piano and he steps on it a couple times. That was so cool to me.
Yeah, everybody has talked
Probably
about.
shows my age, but I love
Well,
it.
because everybody has talked about that. They've compared it to being Big with superpowers, right?
I said.
Sly, he says, will Freddy collect the smash bullets from him too?
That's what I was thinking when he kept getting shot at that store. It was like, well, is he gonna collect those now since he lost the Superman one?
Yeah. Yes, Caleb, that's a good point. Yeah, about Kevin Conroy, and you can, Braden, you can tell that they really cared about getting this right.
Yeah.
Because it was done right.
And it made me fall in love with it. Now I want to know more and more and more and more about that.
And I'll tell you what, so guys, I went out and I bought, of course, the figures for
Shazam.
for the giveaway, you know, for the Shazam giveaway. And so I bought one of the multiverse Shazams for me, but now I'm like I want to know, are they going to make multiverse figures for those of you who don't know, multiverse figures are like kind of the upscale versions of the regular
detailed, more-
figures that come out. And so
I
now
agree,
I'm hoping that they
Caleb.
make really good figures of
As soon
all
as-
of the Shazam family, because otherwise I'm going to have like a really nice Shazam and like the basic of the whole thing. Because Tiffany, can you imagine right here on our shelf the Shazam family?
Yes. Yes, I do.
For those of you who don't know, we've got shelves here
Caleb
in this room.
said something
I'll show you real quick.
Caleb,
I know I'm
hold
going to get to
on,
that.
Hold on, before you do that,
Okay.
because I have to step out. Caleb said something that Yumi and Isaac did as soon as the movie started. We pointed at the screen. Caleb said also, Lionel Luthor is always a bad dad.
Raising horrible kids.
Yes.
Horrible kids.
Nice
you go.
Sly.
Yes.
Yes, Super Ladies Unite.
welcome.
That's why I loved, you know, even in the post-credit scene where they had the cartoon where it showed him, you know, taking Batman's car and going to prom and
Yes.
picking up Wonder Woman.
Yes.
I thought that was awesome, but that's why I love the fact that the girls that were in the family, they were kicking butt and taking names, and I love that. So,
Yeah, I mean,
yes,
Tiff
girl power
here,
unite.
if this is your first time around or whatever, Tiff she's also a toy collector as well as I am, and she's got all of her superhero rockin'
Most of mine are
stuff.
chicks.
Yeah, she loves that stuff too. But
Yes.
for those of you who are new to the channel, and I'll just take just a second to do this, show you what's on the other side of the.
I have to.
When we talk about being nerds, we're serious about it. That's what's over our television. But check this out over here. So people have like, you know, people have, you know, like Precious Moments and China and stuff. Now I got Voltron figures and pop vinyls and Ghostbusters and
Over here we got
Smallville
Rick and
stuff
Mindy.
and Indiana Jones stuff there at the bottom. And then over here, oh, what is this we got over here? We got the Big Migos and Mork and Mindy stuff and Knight Rider and Migo action figures here. And Weird Al, because I love Weird Al. And then, of course, some Back to the Future stuff, some Transformers and stuff. And then we got some stuff down here. And then, if you look over my shoulder here, I got my TIE Fighter up here. This is for those of you who've never joined us before, this is just our living room stuff. I've got a whole room full of stuff. But there's some superhero stuff over here. So I say all that because we got to get the Shazam family, like, displayed on one of those shelves. That's all I'm saying. It's got to happen. It's going to happen. And you can look for that soon. So, wow, guys. I just got to say, great movie. Excellent movie. Isaac, we're all that's left. But you know what? I know a shelf just dedicated just to the Marvel.
For DC.
Just to the Marvel family, because he's Captain Marvel, but you know what I mean. But hey, guys, this was so much fun. This was so much fun. Such a great movie. I can't wait to see it again. What sucks is now we got to wait 2 weeks
Yeah.
at least to go see this movie again. Oh. But hey, you know, I wish it was great. It was great meeting you, Joey, and others, because you know what? We have so many people who are so far away from us, because I would love to do meetups for the channel and stuff, and be able to go to see these movies together and have like a presence and stuff. So, you know, like I wish, I know we got, you know, like William and Braden down in Kansas, and I got close to him here a couple months ago, but you know, and I know we got people all over the world who are DC fans and who are nerd fans, and you know what, the more that we can get locally and abroad, man, we can do some meetups, have some fun, and you know, tell the world of our love for all these things. All right. Awesome, man. I'm so glad that you're here too, Joey. That was awesome, man. I'm so glad to meet you guys tonight. And
Is Joey a Flash fan? Because we do the live Flash, he'd be an awesome
Oh, yeah.
addition.
yeah. So always, guys, if there's anybody new here tonight, we always do live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do a live stream. We watch The Flash live with you guys, and then we do another talk back like this where we talk about all the nerd things that are going on that week in whatever. I mean, you know, comic books, TV shows, movie stuff. We do all that, and we have these kind of discussions just like this. I I have a lightning bolt in the side of my head. I guess you could say I like the Flash. Do you really? That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, so we do that, and we are definitely Team Flash around here. And so we do that. And then we also we watch the Orville on Thursday nights and do it all over again. And then throughout the week, obviously, we have individual videos about different stuff that's going on. So I'm glad that you found us too, Joey. I'm glad. You know, I'm always glad when I see things work out that way and I meet new people and stuff because, you know, it kind of takes a lot to stand up in a movie theater and go, hey, guess what? You know, because it's not all about me and it's not all about us, but you know what? We like to meet new people, right? And so, do I think Marvel should get into legacy casting like DC does? I don't think Marvel has the. They don't have the deep. Amount of properties yet, right? I mean, like you could maybe with Spider-Man, like maybe bring in Tobey Maguire into something or, you know, whatever. But I think they're still building that. And so there's still, because most of the Marvel stuff is all still self-contained within itself. I mean, so it'd be interesting. I'm liking the fact that I'm seeing a lot of Marvel actors coming over to DC. You've seen a couple, like Lawrence Fishburne has gone over to Marvel, he was in Ant-Man and stuff like that, but a lot of Marvel actors who've done Marvel parts over the years are now starting to come over to DC and do some DC movies, and it's cool. And that's, you know, it's how it should be, right? I mean, now you got James Gunn directing both Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and
Suicide Squad.
So the Suicide Squad. So, you know, I think in the long run, I mean, there's only so many actors. There's only so many directors. There's only so many films. So eventually, you're going to get crossover in some kind of way, right? Yeah. And Marvel has made some great movies and it has some great franchises, and yeah, I'd play in both sandboxes. Absolutely, I'm right there with you, Sly. You can love both, and that's the thing that I think most people need to understand. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And, you know, and Joey, we talked about this a little bit in the theater tonight, right? You don't have to just like one or the other. It's all there for us, you know? We don't have to have all this fighting between, and I never understand somebody that, like, when I tell them that I'm a big DC fan, because I just, DC resonates with me, and it always has, and I've always resonated with DC. But I grew up in a time where I had the Chris Reeves super, I want to get that right. It's Reeve, not Reeves. But Chris Reeve Superman movies, Michael Keaton Batman. I had stuff like the Super Friends cartoon, things like that. And so because I had that, yeah, DC was more prevalent in my youth.
Especially the comics, the Death of Superman.
Yeah, all that stuff, right? So it was more prevalent to me. But that doesn't mean that I can't appreciate Marvel. And so when I have Marvel friends who are like, DC sucks because they're not Marvel. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why can't we all just love what we love and enjoy it and expand ourselves? And like I was telling you guys tonight, oh, there's Marcus. What's up, Marcus? Marcus Marcus is in this area too. Marcus, we're talking about, we want to get enough of a fan base thing going around here for local people that we're able to go out and like do some like go to the theater and do some meetups and stuff and have some fun with that. But I agree, Sly. I mean, Michael Keaton's Batman, phenomenal, all those things. And so I think that we just all have to get along, you know, and love these movies for what they are, whether they're DC, Marvel. But I'll always be a big DC fan, and I'll always love DC more, and that's okay, you know. But am I going to be there when Endgame comes out?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, because I want to know how it works.
Yeah, it was like I was telling my friends, it was like, I don't hate Marvel. I don't think DC's perfect either. It was like, I loved Infinity War. I liked Black Panther. I liked Iron Man 1. I liked Captain America 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. But there's also ones I didn't like, and it was like, I don't think the DC ones are perfect either.
Yeah, so
just like I'm not gonna say one's better than the other.
What did Caleb say? I don't have Tiffany's phone right here to be able to look, so I got to come up here now a little bit. Also, regarding a certain kids action movie trailer that came out tonight, Swiper, please come and swipe this movie away. Really, I have not seen that. So I'm guessing you're saying that the trailer for Dora the Explorer came out. We're gonna watch that one. We'll be there the day of. The day of, as soon as that comes out. I was never into that. Now you put out a good Carmen Sandiego one. I might have to be there for that one. But
Boots, yes, no boots.
no Swiper, no swiping. That's awesome. Shazam was great, Marcus. We've just been talking about that, man, here, and just how they just have done a tremendous job with this. It was so satisfying to see the Shazam family all appear. I don't think, honestly, and I said it earlier, I don't think that I've seen a more satisfying scene in a movie, because as soon as I saw where it was going and we knew that we were finally getting it, it just it was just good. It was just good.
One thing I'm wondering though for the movie is, how did Billy get in contact with Clark? That's
Well,
one thing I'm
it's an
wondering.
off-screen thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that, because we know that this is in the DCEU.
Yeah.
So if a superhero shows up,
Yeah.
by
Another
this point,
superhero.
they've already formed the Justice League.
Yeah.
And so that's the weird part of where
And Bruce
DC
and
is right
Diana
now.
wanna make the Hall of Justice.
Yeah, so that's the weird part of where DC is at right now with their movies. And
Because they don't really have like a Nick Fury to recruit everybody.
yeah, well, because Batman was kind of that. Ben Affleck's Batman was that. So I don't know where they're going with this, guys. I wish I knew. I wish I had an answer of where the DCEU is going, because just like we were talking about tonight, Ezra Miller's trying to write a Flash movie. Whether or not it gets made, I don't know. But if not, it sounds like he's going to leave. He doesn't want to, but he may have to. Henry Cavill, we don't know whether or not he's coming back.
We
There
haven't heard
are
anything.
rumors. There are rumors that said that they had not, by the time they needed to shoot this cameo, that they had not
Sign something, yeah.
signed something yet, but that apparently there's rumors that he has signed on for like 3 or 4 more pictures, and that they're going to announce a Man of Steel 2 at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
Which would be great.
I really hope that happens, because I think you could recast Batman and still move on.
Yeah.
But Gal Gadot is still Wonder Woman, and she's going to be Wonder Woman. Jason Momoa is going to be Aquaman.
Oh, yeah.
Now they
Who
just
played Victor, so-
this last week they said that what's his name is no longer going to be playing Cyborg, because DC
Oh,
just
he's
has
not?
what's that?
He's not.
No, they said that DC just has no interest in pursuing any more Cyborg movies at this point. And I think some of that also has to do with the fact that Ray Fisher, who played Cyborg, I think some of that has to do with the fact that he is on the DC universe right now in Doom Patrol. Cyborg is on Doom Patrol. So I think they already have that character there. So I think that's easily explained away, that he doesn't have to be in everything, and whatever. But where do they go from here, right? Obviously, these superheroes still exist in this world. That Superman that we saw tonight is definitely Henry Cavill's version of
It was the same suit.
of Superman. That's the same suit. So, and everything we saw, all the T-shirts, all the emblems, everything is all what we've seen so far. So they haven't changed any of that, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where we go from there. My hope is that they keep enough of it around where there's a nucleus there where they can rebuild, because I can see Henry Cavill doing a new Superman movie where he where it has this kind of feeling to it. Can't you?
Yeah.
I think Henry Cavill can do that. So I don't think that it has to be brooding, or that they have to continue with that. I think that I did not know that, Caleb. Caleb just commented that Ray Fisher has cancer, so he probably won't be doing movies. I was not aware of that. That's too bad. That's too bad. And so we'll have to keep him in our prayers and our thoughts, because I was not aware of that either. Doom Patrol is good. Who knows about the Snyder Cut? There's so many things back and forth about the Snyder Cut. Look, I wish that they would have left it alone and let him do his thing, and finish the whole thing. Unless Ray Fisher pulls a Roman Reigns. Yeah. You know about that, Isaac? Parts, yeah.
I went into the whole
The boys, we used to be a huge wrestling family.
I heard that he announced something and then now he's back.
Well, we used to be a huge wrestling family and watch, like, we'd go to Raw all the time and wrestling events and stuff.
We used to go like once a year or something.
We go to Raw, like, because they come to Detroit about twice a year, and so we'd go see them.
So
and
we go one of those 2 times.
Yeah, we loved wrestling. The kids had nothing but wrestling figures for the longest time. But no, what happened was Roman Reigns.
The games here and there.
Roman Reigns was diagnosed with cancer, and he left, but he left and did a movie with The Rock.
Oh,
and then he came right back. Yeah, and then he came right back, and so who knows? I hope that that's not a. But for Ray Fisher and for Roman Reigns, for anybody who's going through that, I mean, you know, you wish people the best and you hope the best for them, and so I hope that I hope the best for them, that they're okay going forward. So let's get the guy who played Alfred in the Ben Affleck Batman stuff to be the new Batman. You want Jeremy Irons to be Batman? But Doom Patrol is amazing. I am glad, though, however, that Tiffany and I watched Doom Patrol before we let the boys watch Doom Patrol.
Thursday.
Because apparently we have to. That's the one thing. Like, I'm fine with, like, adult themes, and I understand that it has to be, you know, that it can be more grown up or whatever. I was a little shocked that, man, we were going, like, some pretty, you know, I mean, for superheroes. I was sad that Shazam died. We've heard that joke already. But I was a little surprised that they had all the nudity and all that stuff. But, you know, I know, it does. The parent guide, I know. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. But I hadn't even really thought about it. But Tiffany and I watched it first anyways, and so, it was, But you do know that, there's a lot of kids out there whose parents got the DC universe for them, and, they just didn't see it. But then again, I think about when I was a kid, and, you turn stuff on sometimes, and it was what it was, right? So, but yeah, no, it was. But like I said, the DCEU, it's growing. I think that that they can move on from here and really grow something good. And we've gotten now 2 extremely good DC movies right in a row. Not just good, but extremely good. With Aquaman and now this. And I would say this is better than Aquaman.
Yeah.
And I loved Aquaman. But this is better than Aquaman. And this is even better than Wonder Woman for me. They're just, and all 3 of them, though, are different style movies.
Yeah.
And I love Man of Steel. Man of Steel is tremendous to me. So, man, I know, right? So we got to keep this up, guys.
Yeah.
We got to keep up this whole thing, man. We got to keep up these great movies. Spectacular Spider-Man, you don't seem impressed, huh? Just kind of about middle of the road, and that's okay. You know what? Because that's everybody's got a different perspective, right? And everybody's got a different way of looking stuff. I give Aquaman about a 9 out of 10, also, and a 10 out of 10 for Shazam.
Yeah,
but
me too.
It is, it is what it is. What was I going to say? I saw another comment here that I was going to say something about. Yes, I believe the next movie is Wonder Woman, isn't it?
Joker.
Oh, that's right, Joker.
At the end of the year.
I keep forgetting about that movie because it's not tied into the DCEU.
No, it's its own thing.
And then we still don't know what that movie even is.
Oh, we got that teaser like a few months ago, and that was it.
We have no idea what this movie's about, this Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. So I'm holding off judgment. Joey
excited
says I don't
for it.
want to know.
I'm excited for it.
I mean, like I just kind of want to know what it is. It to me it's kind of like a movie that nobody asked for,
Yeah.
right? And if you would have said at the beginning with before Jared Leto was the Joker in Suicide Squad that Joaquin Phoenix was going to just be the Joker, I would have said, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix can be the Joker. I have no problem with the casting of that. I have a problem with what this movie is.
Yeah.
What is this movie? Because I don't like the Joker. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me that the Joker has a standalone movie. Mm-hmm. The Joker, you gotta have Batman. The Joker completes Batman. Yep. The Joker is not complete without Batman.
One thing that they pushed in the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah.
The Joker's like, oh yeah, I'm not complete without you.
Thank you. Thank you. Why would you push the narrative that hard? And then, I mean, it's like us sitting here after everybody left and Isaac's still back there instead of sitting next to me on the couch, right? It just doesn't make any sense, right? But it is what it is. So like, I don't know what this movie is, and nobody knows what this movie is. And like we said, all we got so far is that
the on-set photos and that teaser.
And he looks pretty decent. I did not like his look at first, to be honest with you. Yeah. Money, yes. That's it, because everybody loves the Joker. Now, the nerd side of me, there's that side of me that goes, what would be awesome is if they're setting us all up, and this is some kind of...
like he's one of the three Jokers.
Right? Yeah, like this is actually part of the DCEU, and this is part of that whole three Jokers storyline, where there are three Jokers in the DC universe.
Yeah, but the question would be then, who's the third one then?
Yeah.
If we have, the one at the end of the year, and then the one in Suicide Squad.
Yep, but I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think they're going that deep with it. So,
no.
I'm
no Mobius chair.
Yeah, I'm reserving judgment, trying not to be judgmental. And I'm trying to do that. I mean, like I put out a video about John Cryer as Lex Luthor that I didn't really care for it, and kind of caught some flack for that. But I just didn't buy him as Lex Luthor. I loved the writing and I loved everything around it, and I loved all the references and everything. And I love John Cryer. That's the crazy thing is I love John Cryer. I had somebody make a comment on one of the videos or on that video and said, "Oh, this guy's just a hater talking about me." Like, no, I'm not a hater. I like John Cryer. I love Superman. He's my favorite character. He's means a lot to me. And
you can wear a leather Superman jacket everywhere.
Exactly. It's like but that's not the point. And then like the He-Man video that I did, where they just released the new information about who they want to play He-Man. I don't agree with that because he doesn't look like He-Man. And so like I told you all on Thursday during the live stream that I had another video, right away that I was going to release it that night, and I kind of rewatched it and I realized I was being a little kind of judgy about it, and so I reshot it and released it today, trying to be a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more optimistic. So that's kind of where I'm with the Joker thing.
That's true what Turtgrass said though.
What did Turtgrass say? Venom works, or was there something else?
No, it was that.
The Venom one?
Reading, yeah.
Venom works best with Spider-Man, and they made that movie. Yeah, right? So if you had asked me if that movie, because the Venom movie didn't make any sense to me either, to be honest with you, until I saw it. Yeah. And I saw it and I went...
It was like, no, Spider-Man, this one of his more known films.
Yeah. I still say that it's kind of weird, not a place, that Spider-Man doesn't have anything to do with his origin story.
And I feel like this,
but I enjoyed the movie.
Fit in perfectly with the MCU is what I felt like after watching it.
Yeah, I think that they could actually envelop Venom into the MCU if they ever wanted to.
If Disney buys them next.
Yeah, Disney will buy them next and just control everything. But yeah, Tom Hardy did a great job in that movie, I thought, and it made me care about that. And Venom looked great, and obviously it was a major step up from Spider-Man 3, right? So, so maybe, who knows? In a few months, we could be sitting here talking about, coming home and doing a live stream from the Joker, going, "Wow, I was totally wrong about that." I don't know.
That comes out in October.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say It's either October or November.
Yeah. Into the Spider-Verse was awesome. We got the look right. We don't speak of that film. Spider-Man. It's one of those movies that you're going to see, but it makes you scratch your head as to why it's there. Yes, Braden, for sure. Zen says, I'm putting that Joker movie in the same category as Brightburn. It feels like an Earth 3 thing. Yep. And Caleb said it's based on the 80s, and Thomas Wayne is rumored to be the rumored antagonist. Yep, I'm hoping they go with the Thomas Wayne route. Yeah, I mean, that's weird too, right? I mean, that they've got the Joker and Thomas Wayne in the same movie. So how old is Bruce Wayne in this? And that means that by the time Bruce Wayne was able to grow up and be Batman, Joker's going to be like
Bruce would have
in his 70s.
Have to be at least in his 20s.
Yeah, like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. So that's why I have a hard time with the thought of that movie, right? Joker got a time machine. There you go. There you go. You solved it, Joey. You got it, man. That's the only thing that would make sense, right? A Flashpoint would be yes. Yeah, I mean, but this isn't Flashpoint, right? So Thomas Wayne, I mean, that would make sense. But of course, in that, Martha Wayne is the Joker. So, which I was really hoping that the Flash movie was going to be Flashpoint, and I don't understand that if they wanted to make all these changes, if they wanted to make all these changes to the DC universe, Flashpoint would have been the best way to do it in universe.
I feel like if they were to do Flashpoint for Flash movie, I think that would be one that they'd have to save for like number 2 or 3.
Yeah, I get that too.
Because you also need Reverse Flash for Flashpoint, and we don't have Reverse Flash yet. And we haven't even gotten like a reference to Reverse Flash yet. DCU.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Aniket, I think it's Aniket. That's also one of those theories that are out there about this Joker is that he's the original.
Yeah, I've seen that theory.
And that wouldn't be a bad thing either. I would buy that because I could buy Jared Leto as Jason Todd.
Yeah.
And I'd be all right with that. Well, Joey just said that. I'd be all right with that. Yeah. I'd be okay with it. Sly says no thanks on Todd being the Joker. I could just, but it's something I could see as him being crazy, kind of gone crazy kind of thing. The one thing that throws a weird monkey wrench into that though is like
the Robin suit.
Is the Robin suit in Batman v Superman.
That's one thing about that theory. It's like Jason Todd is known for being that Robin that Joker ends up like almost killing. Yeah,
and like Snyder said that that was supposed to be Dick Grayson. Yeah. Then why were they? I mean, but they were developing a Nightwing movie though.
Yeah, because like that one makes sense then because Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing. And if he ends up getting killed by Joker, then there's no Nightwing.
I don't know. Caleb said, just imagine Eddie moves back to New York and becomes Peter's media arts teacher and his photographer mentor. Yeah, I mean, they can still make it happen, right? And Braden says, Chicken Wing says, a live-action Flashpoint would have been amazing, and he could change the timeline a bit to explain some of the changes, like Ben not being Batman and still have a cohesive universe. I agree with that. Whoops.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I agree with that, too.
Yeah.
I just feel like it would be too early.
Well, and that was one of the things that, like, with all this talk about Ezra Miller writing a new Flash movie.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, when we got all that talk about he was talking about it, that this movie was getting really good, that he was really super excited about what they were doing and talking about the multiverse and all these different speedsters and everything.
Yeah, I always said that the speedsters.
It shows me that
of the multiverse.
Yeah, it shows me that he does understand and care about the Flash.
Yeah.
And about all those things, right?
Especially since Flash is one of like the bigger heroes of the DC universe.
You're right, Zen. Jack Nicholson's Joker was older than him, but not that much older. I mean, because they kind of established that Jack Nicholson's character was kind of in his early 20s, and Bruce was, probably about what do you think, 12-ish, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I mean, there was a difference, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. And if Thomas Wayne is still alive and like Batman's like a kid,
Because Phoenix is would be in his 40s.
Yeah, so Batman would be anywhere from like 1 to like 10ish.
Yeah, I mean, and even if you had an older version of Bruce Wayne, like say maybe 14, 15, you still got a guy who's 30 years older than him.
So you still got someone, and
Yeah.
and then by the time he becomes Batman, it'd be like another 10, 15 years.
Yeah, so it puts the timeline in a weird place for that, you know. Of course, we got weird stuff happening on Gotham. We only got 2 episodes of that left. I don't know how that's going to end. We'll see if we're satisfied with. There were a lot of Tiger references in there, weren't there? Sly, I'm concerned about that too. I don't know. I look at it this way. I think that Warner Brothers wants to keep Ezra happy in the fact that Ezra is very much the main part of Fantastic Beasts.
He's attached to that.
And is attached to that, and they need him happy at least. So I think they want to give him a chance. Because, like, when did you ever hear of an actor like at Ezra's level? Like, there are some actors, yes, that can speak up and go, hey, I don't like this or whatever. But at Ezra's level right now, you know, not really, not so much. But, you know, the fact they're giving him a chance. But I agree with you. This could very well just be a play to say, well, look, we tried, but it just didn't work out, and he's out too. I hope not, because I don't want to lose all that. Whoops. I've loved the DCEU so far, and I just don't really want to lose it. See, Caleb said something to me here. Maybe they're doing that weird Elseworld story where Bruce becomes Robin and Alfred becomes Batman. Maybe. I loved an old animated movie with Shazam and Superman work together to stop Black Adam, and a tiger is like the most. Yeah, yep, that was good. Yep, let's see. Well, see, Joey Carey, that's the thing is I don't know that he's ever wrote a script before. Now he's writing it with Grant Morrison, who's a huge DC Comics guy, and like phenomenal DC Comics guy, has written a lot and actually has shaped a lot of the DC universe when it comes to the Flash, a lot of the comics and stuff like that. So if you're going to write a script for your first time, and it's going to be a DC script about the Flash, Grant Morrison is a good guy to do it. I don't know that Ezra, I mean, I don't know of Ezra writing any other scripts.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that kind of, I'm not throwing a lot of eggs into that basket, right? To say, yes, that's gonna happen. But, you know, we can hope. And it's like I was telling Joey earlier tonight when I was talking to him and his friends. You know, the other question is, too, is like, they've had so many directors now on this Flash movie.
In the Flash video.
Yeah, we talked about that in our video that we were doing in the Flash. They've had so many directors now. You have to remember that originally, and I think it was originally, I don't think there was somebody before them, but Lord and Miller, who did the Lego movie, they were supposed to do the Flash movie right after the first Lego movie, like 5 years ago. And they left the Flash to go do Solo. And you got to remember, so they filmed most of Solo, and then got kicked off of Solo before it came out. And then they went on to something else, and I can't remember what the other movie was. They ended up directing a different movie or whatever. And so in that time, there's been several different directors that have come and gone now on this project. So now the question is, now DC and Warner Brothers feel that they have their directors in place, that they have everything in place to move forward. But then the question now becomes, they have a script, they have all this, but Ezra doesn't like it. So what happens if they then turn around and they say, well, they like Ezra's script? So if they like Ezra's script, but yet the directors are going down one way and are planning for a whole other movie, and you know, I mean, movies take a long time to plot out, right? So they've put a lot of time into this already now to have this script, this focus, this thing to do that they're planning on doing. If for some crazy reason they go with Ezra Miller's script, does that mean that we got to find new directors? Does that have to start all over again? And is that just going to push it back even further? I don't know. It's one of those things, man. Is you know, just hoping for the best and hoping that the DC can get some of these things, and Warner Brothers can get some of these things together. You know, but hey, they're doing a good job right now. They're knocking it out of the park right now with the movies that they're giving us.
Back-to-back movies.
2 great back-to-back movies. So we're gonna take a couple more, and then we're gonna get going for the night because it is getting late. They can do the Rogues for Flash 1, tease Reverse Flash, and do Flashpoint, yeah, for the third one. That would work.
Yeah, because you need Reverse Flash for Flashpoint.
What's up, Atypical Hustlers? It's going well. We're just talking about Shazam and talking about all the spoilers for it and stuff. And we're just actually right now we're just kind of closing up, but we've been talking about the DC universe in general, just all the different things that are going on, coming down the pike, and you know, we'll see where things go. But man, guys, what a great movie! What a great night for DC fans, and what a triumph for Shazam!
Yeah.
Right. So I hope. Yep, you got here right for the finish line, man. But don't worry, because we'll be posting this up, so you can check out the video on the flip side, and we talk about a lot of fun stuff here, okay? And I'd be happy to hear your comments. We'd all love to hear your comments in the comment section of that. All right. Real quick, how was Captain Marvel and Shazam? Comparatively, I would say this: I like Shazam a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Marvel, I didn't have all the issues that a lot of people have with Captain
Yeah,
Marvel and all that stuff.
One thing I keep on saying about Captain Marvel is I don't think it's the best Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not the worst.
Yeah, it's not. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
All right, Joey. Yeah, we're gonna get off here too in just a second. But yeah, I would just say that would be my final thought and my final question for the night to talk about is just that. Yeah, it's just so much. It was just so good. But anyways, yeah, it's been great interacting with you all tonight. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for supporting the channel and for coming in at the live streams. We appreciate each and every one of you. Remember to talk about the channel with somebody else. Share the channel with somebody else, all right? And tell them what we're doing here, that this is a place for nerds by nerds, all right? We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all that you do. Remember, if you leave a comment down in the comment section, you are also in the running for a Shazam action figure, all right? So you got to subscribe, hit notifications, and tell us that you want the figure. All right, guys? Until next time, my name is Enosh, a.k.a. Enosh Fett, along with
Isaac Juan Kenobi.
And everybody else has tried to go to bed. But we love you guys, and we will see you next time.